Okay, so when you are cleaning the trombone slide, these are the basic materials that you will need. You will need a sponge, you'll need a trombone snake, you'll need a cleaning rod, which if you notice I have put next to the slide and it is almost the length of the entire slide. You'll obviously need the trombone slide. You'll need a paper towel or cheesecloth that is cut into pieces roughly the size of your hand, a sprayer for water. I use trombone, although you can use any slide cream that you would like. And then I have a dry paper towel that I will use to clean the inside of the slide in just a minute. Before you give it a bath, you want to make sure that you take the inner slide. I've already placed the outer slide into the tub. That you take the inner slide and you hold it on the same side as the slide that you are going to wipe down. You never want to hold it on the opposite side, or else you might change how far apart the two inner slides are, which would create some significant problems when playing the instrument. You don't use a lot of pressure. You surround the tube and you very gently move up the length, and when you are done, you will see that if you've been doing a good job of maintaining your slide, you have a little bit of dirt, but not a whole lot. You then do the other side in the same manner. Again, a little bit of dirt, but not a lot. And now you're ready to give it a bath. You'll notice that in the tub already, I have, you can see the outline for the outer slide. I also have the snake. I also have a sponge. I'll place the inner slide gently in. And I will let it soak for a couple of minutes. I want to make sure that it's completely covered with the water so that the entire slide has an opportunity to get clean. It's been a couple of minutes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my snake, which has a brush on both sides. I'm going to take my outer slide and I'm going to run the snake in and gently scrub the outer slide, the entire interior. When I get down near the end, I remove the snake and I do the other side. Repeat the process with the inner slide. The inner slide's a little bit different because since it doesn't have the crook at the bottom, I should be able to see the brush come out the end. Just like that. I then repeat the process on the opposite slide. Until again the brush comes out. I then will take my sponge, and because I'm applying a slight bit of pressure, I want to hold the same side as the slide that I'm cleaning. I wrap and I gently, with hardly any pressure, clean off the exterior of the inner slide. I then repeat the process on the other interior slide. And then I replace it to allow it to soak just another couple of minutes long. To dry off the interior of the exterior slide, I take a paper towel piece, I take it and I put it through the eyelet on the end of the trombone cleaning rod. I wrap around. I then take my cleaning rod and I make sure that it doesn't go any longer than the solder joint at the end. put my finger roughly where that is, and then I gently feed through. Keeping my hand where that finger was, that's how I know that I've gotten to the end. I then gently pull back. I then go ahead, discard that piece of paper towel, and I'll use a fresh one for the other slide. I'll then repeat that process with the inner slide. So again, for the inner slide, I'll follow the same process, except this time I won't wrap around the end because there's no need, and I won't worry about the length because I want it to come out the end of the inner slide. I should also mention that I have thoroughly rinsed both of these slides before I go about cleaning them. I make sure that there is no soap residue left. So I gently push the rod through until the end has come out. I then gently feed the paper out and very gently pull the slide out. I then repeat the process on the upper slide. To apply slide cream, I simply take my trombone and I apply a small amount, roughly the size of a pea, onto one of the slides that I am holding. I then take my thumb and I place that in several locations on both slides. That is enough slide cream for the entire trombone. I then very gently take and spread it out. I make sure that I cover the entire length of the trombone slide. Now ideally, when you have finished putting the cream onto the slide, you shouldn't be able to see much of a difference. This side, I have rubbed the cream in to the entire length of the slide. This side, as you can tell, I have not. The cream, once spread out, is no longer white, and the only real difference that we can tell here is that this side is a slight bit shinier than this side, and if I feel it, this is very smooth, whereas this still sticks a little bit. After I've applied the trombone slide cream, I then use my spray bottle and I give a generous spritz over the entire length of the inner slide. It is impossible to use too much water. I take my outer slide, I gently lay the end of both inner slides. I put them both in at exactly the same time, and I move it up and down. Now if I have done it correctly, I should be able to let go with my right hand, and this outer slide should drop almost as fast as my hand can. without any pressure at all, just gravity. That tells me that I've done it correctly. I'm good to play for another 4 to 5 hours.